Hey everybody, and we're back with Game 3 of the URUDotA Grand Finals. Team ZV versus G3G, and we are here with the drafting stage. We've got Doom and Shadow Fiend banned out, that Tusk and Slardar banned out as well. This is the exact same ban as Game 1. For the picks, though, we've got Queen of Pain and Ember Spirit. Looks like Ember Spirit, once again, not going to be going mid. Queen of Pain going to be going mid for Golden Elements. That's a really good mid hero there. The Harass with that dagger, even just 1 or 2 points in the dagger, really doing quite a lot. And Lich banned out as well, or Lich picked up, sorry, as well as this Disruptor. Both of them going to be doing quite a lot of work. Lich, of course, we've seen him have some really good plays in these past games, really helping his lane, just winning it almost every time. The Lich had a bit of trouble in Game 1 against that Omni Knight, but Game 2 really helped out the Axe there. So Lich, really good in the lane. Disruptor, also pretty good lane support. Going to be able to secure a lot of kills that they wouldn't have been able to get with that glimpse. We'll just have to see how it goes, though. We have the Ancient Apparition banned out, which makes me think that there's a possibility for an Alchemist coming out, which would be very exciting to see. Omni Knight banned out there, and the Darkseer banned out. If I had to guess, I'd say they... No, I was going to say they might ban a Dazzle, but probably not going to happen considering both supports are likely right there. Possible that they... I actually have no idea who they might ban out here. Maybe a Phoenix ban again. He has been banned in every game so far. Possibly he gets banned out here. Gonna be cutting into reserve time for this. So far, Ember Spirit's Flame Guard gonna be doing a lot more work than it would have done for them in the first game. Gonna be able to deny most of what Disruptor can do with his Thunder Shock, as well as Lich with his Frost Blast. So, great abilities to be canceling out there. Queen of Pain also probably going to be doing really well in the mid lane. Obviously, we aren't aware of the
Radiance pick.
Not going to be aware of the other mid laner. And yep, I called it. Look at that. Finally got something right. They banned the Phoenix. God, no, that was fun. And we see a Night Stalker picked up. Night Stalker, a fantastic hero. Very good at roaming, especially for minute 4. He should start doing a lot of work, especially with 2 heroes who are going to rely on casting to keep them alive in lane and keep their heroes safe. Lich and Disruptor, of course. That 4 or 5 second silence. How long is it? 5 second level 1 at night is really going to be helping them out. So, at minute 4, these teams are going to have to be really careful here. Wraith King, another Wraith King pickup. He did okay last game. He kind of got shut down early game, and he just wasn't able to farm fast enough to keep up with the rest of the cores. But it's possible he'll be doing better this game. I would have liked to see them wait on that Wraith King, because there is still the possibility for a natural diffusal blade carrier to be picked up, or an anti-mage pickup, although the anti-mage is not very likely, still definitely possible, and it is a huge counter to the Wraith King. The Ember Spirit, though, should be able to Fire Remnant out of any danger. Really, Disruptor's ultimate is going to be the big thing here that's going to be keeping the Ember Spirit locked down, and that is if you can keep him locked down. I think what we're going to be watching against in the early game is the Glimpse, definitely. The Glimpse is going to be able to glimpse Quap back from a blink, as well as any heroes in his lane. So that's going to be pretty huge. We'll just have to see if they draft enough to follow up on a Glimpse. There's the Skywrath. So that's one more silence and a bit more magic damage, as well as his slow is definitely going to help. Them out against, or help them out with ganking. We see a Wind Ranger picked up. I believe VZ picked them up game 1 and didn't go too hot. I never know. And there's a Huskar ban out and an Invoker ban out. Huskar probably banned because that Ancient Apparition was picked, or was banned. Huskar being a Ancient Apparition being a counter to Huskar. Also possible we see an Alchemist, but we haven't seen any Alchemists yet. And Alchemist is kind of hard to play at this level of coordinated Dota. Not super easy being able to
10 seconds to go.
dodge all those ganks that will probably be thrown at him. And especially with this Night Stalker here, that's going to be a obvious ganking hero, so probably don't want to be picking an Alchemist here. And they pick up a Templar Assassin, so Queen of Pain not even going to be going mid. It's going to be the Templar Assassin and Alchemist. Man, I shouldn't have second-guessed myself. The Alchemist does get picked, and boy, I cannot wait to see this game. So lane predictions with these. So many mid heroes going to be going in different places. Ember Spirit, Night Stalker offlane. Possibly solo Ember Spirit offlane. Roaming Night Stalker. Quap Skyrath safe lane, Templar Assassin mid. Alchemist mid. Wraith King safe lane, Wind Ranger offlane. Tri-lane with Lich and Disruptor. And by tri-lane, I mean safe tri-lane with the Wraith King. So Lich, Disruptor, Wraith King are going to be going safe lane, Wind Ranger offlane, Alchemist mid.
10 seconds to go.
Just have to see how it works out here.
Seconds.
And into the game we go. Night Stalker pauses immediately. We'll just have to see what happens. Ping's coming out in the secret shop. Yep, gotta love that secret shop. But let's go ahead and introduce the teams. Over on Radiant, we've got Lice on our Night Stalker. G is going to be playing that Templar Assassin mid lane. Sad Face on Ember Spirit. HK is going to be playing that Queen of Pain. And Zondor is going to be on our Skywrath Mage. Over on the dire side, Zero is going to be picking up the Wraith King. 200-pound Negro prostitute on Lich. Happy Face is going to be on Alchemist. Maz is going to be playing our Disruptor. And Zaja the Swift is going to be on our Wind Ranger. Looks like it's going to be 5-man bot rune, four people coming out from the Radiant side. The entire team is going to be here. They obviously need to make sure they get 1 rune to make sure that this Alchemist can secure himself the rune, because that is a quick bottle for him, as well as getting that level 2 is going to be super effective. But it looks like it's going to be a 5-man top rune. Ember Spirit, the only one left down bot. Wind Ranger also checking it out. So it's going to be 3 here from Radiant. The Queen of Pain is going to be blocked. I don't know if that blocks a small camp. Probably does. Just have to see. It's going to be a 3v4 up at this top rune. Pings come out from Alchemist. I don't know why. I don't know what he's pinging. He's trying to communicate something to his team. Here we go. Full 4-man versus 5-man top. Alchemist may not be able to get this rune. It's going to be really close. All the heroes are coming out. May be able to force him away. Disruptors, throws to the shield, and that's great work there. The shield just going to be able to secure Alchemist the rune. And that's basically his bottle. Fantastic job there. Ember Spirit's going to be able to pick up that bottom rune. And they're going to be headed out to their lanes. Alchemist obviously mid. Lich immediately denying a creep mid. So, great work there. Already this Templar Assassin going to be going down in farm, down in experience. Once again, it did opt for the Psyblades first to be able to better contest this Alchemist. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge for Alchemist in the early game. But once this game gets to level 3, Alchemist definitely gonna have the advantage. And first blood being drawn top already. Man, I definitely should have been watching that. Wraith King, a quick kill up here. So much slow with the Arcane Bolt, Night Stalker's slow, and the Shadow Strike. Mind, Arcane Bolt doesn't slow. I don't know what I'm talking about. But Arcane Bolt definitely does do quite a lot of damage. Yes, Ember Spirit Wind Ranger off lane. Last time we saw this, it was the Ember Spirit and Ancient Apparition lane, and Wind Ranger had a bit of trouble with that because they were going up against the Ancient Apparition, but I think it's quite obvious that this lane should be won by Wind Ranger here. The Ember Spirit probably going to be able to get some farm, obviously, but not quite as much as he would like. And if we take a look at the last hits here, he does only have 3, moving up a bit, but top lane probably going to be where most of the action is at. 2 tri-lanes going to be up here. And here we go. They've rotated Skywrath Mage down bot. Wind Ranger now going to have a bit of trouble in this lane. Skywrath Mage getting his clarity cancelled, but what? I'm so confused. How did that not hit? Now getting his clarity cancelled. And that's going to mean that's going to free Ember Spirit up for some free farm, meaning the lanes are going to be far more even. Queen of Pain in a bad position here. She's throwing out the right clicks, and Wraith King's going down quite a lot. It's going to be such a hard lane for Wraith King. Lich right-clicking as well, but he does not do nearly enough to be extremely effective. Queen of Pain did drop pretty low. That Frost Blast, definitely one of the things he needs. Is that called Frost Blast? Hey, it is. I'm so good at this. Frost Blast, definitely going to be the main damage dealer here to this top lane. The Alchemist, here we go. Mid lane is level 4. Alk has his bottle, and now that he has some points in Acid Spray, this game is going to be a lot harder for the Templar Assassin. Bottle crowing up of the Courier. So good plays coming out there. Both runes were taken. This is going to make it a lot harder for her. I mean, look at that. She popped her Refraction, but already she's burned through all her Refraction charges. And Alchemist just able to secure almost every last hit there. And it looks like Lich was sent down bottom to help out this Wind Ranger. That's going to be really good. It's going to completely deny the kill potential here on Wind Ranger. Not completely, but of course it's going to make it a lot harder now that he's there to help her out. Also, it's going to put a little bit more pressure back on the Ember Spirit, because the Skywrath Mage won't be able to... He's not such a super great babysitter. He's a very good aggressive support because of his skill set, obviously, but when it comes to defending your carry, he's not one of the better supports at it. So this lane is going to have to play a bit more carefully than they would like to. Night Stalker getting caught out at the rune. Night Stalker is going to be completely caught out, but he's just going to be able to throw him back. Alchemist coming in. Night Stalker throws out the Void. Queen of Pain, and a beautiful deny from Disruptor. What a play. Disruptor going to be killing himself. Possible that he kills himself to creeps, but nope, Night Stalker is going to be able to finish him off there, and that was just a great play. Queen of Pain coming in with the dagger to kill off Alchemist, but Disruptor managing to deny him. Just great stuff there. Hopefully, we don't see Wind Ranger go Maelstrom again. Definitely was not a good pickup. The last game she had it. The Daedalus definitely would be far better. The right clicks come out. Right clicks. Flame Guard ain't gonna protect you against right clicks. But now that it's a 1v1 lane, it's going slightly better for Wraith King. But once again, he's getting pretty shut down. He doesn't have nearly as much farm as he needs to. And there's not a single stack in the jungle either. I would really love to see one of these supports stacking for Alchemist, considering that is one of the fastest ways to get your Alch farm is just those jungle stacks. And Night Stalker headed up top, looking like he wants to gank, so we'll have to see if they're managed to pull it off here. The creep wave is pushing, so Night Stalker just trolling around the jungle, making sure that the no one's in there. The aggressive ward here should be able to spot anyone coming from here, and it will spot the creep wave coming in as well. So Night Stalker should be able to go for this. Should be able to dive for him here. Disruptor getting ready to stack this camp. That's really good. That's exactly what you need to do. Skyrath hitting that double pull. And Lich and Wind Ranger playing quite aggressive. Alchemist, no hints as to what his first item will be yet. Pretty great item is Radiance. That's especially going to be good against this Templar Assassin because it's just going to be another way to burn down those refraction charges. And that's really what they need. They have no way to do it other than Acid Spray. But it looks like he may be getting ganked and he just TPs out. They no longer have a stun and he just fake TPs and walks away. Great play there. Really important that he was able to get his ultimate off before Nightstalker got his silence off. Templar Assassin going to need to be careful. Your pops the refraction just as Lich's damage comes in. Alchemist doing a good job farming. Disruptor did stack that camp. Love to see both these supports up here, well, Wraith King included, go stack some camps. And the Ancient stack would be definitely good. Wind Ranger is going to be back to a solo lane now that Lich is roaming around trying to help him out. So she definitely needs to be careful. The kill potential down here is far greater, especially since this Skyrath mage. But Lich is back down here, so that's going to be safe. In comes the Shackle, in comes the Frostbite. Frostblast, and that's going to be a dead with the power shot, so that's really fantastic there. Alchemist pauses the game, says second, probably lagging a wee bit. He's sitting on 1k gold. Not sure. Nope, Disruptor did not stack at that last minute mark, which I think is a mistake. They definitely should be stacking for this Alchemist. They have one stack, and that's definitely not enough. This Ember Spirit, pretty obvious that he's going to be looking for a Battle Fury early. Going to help him push, and as we saw in the first game, Battle Fury just did so much work. Pain. I think Queen of Pain should look for an Orchid. The Orchid on Quap is going to do really good. It would completely negate Disruptor. It would completely negate Lich. If they absolutely need to, they can use it on Wind Ranger to prevent this Wind Run of hers, and Alchemist if they manage to catch him out before he pops his ultimate. During the early stages of the game, they need to find a way to silence this Alchemist, or else he's just going to be able to pop his ultimate and run away. Obviously, the Night Stalker has a good silence, but that's only during the night. During the day, it's a 2-second, flat 3-second silence. So, not exactly the best there. They could still do it, but only going to be hard. Templar Assassin, they're pinging out the Ancients. Templar Assassin, would love to see her farm that soon. Would definitely like to see her take that soon. She has the magic wand in her stash ready to come to her. Probably going to be going first item Desolator again. It's really just going to do so much. Without Lich's armor, so sad, so sad. Want EG to win. Without Lich's ice armor, this team is not exactly high on armor. Definitely going to be a great pickup there. What I would actually love to see is for the Summit 4 to end, the patch notes and for the 6.86 patch to be released, we have to update in the middle of this tournament, and then the last 2 games are played on a different patch. That'd be pretty exciting. I would definitely like to see how the immediate picks and bans are changed, if at all. Will it happen? Probably not, but I think it would definitely be fun to see. It would be pretty exciting to watch that happen there. take a look at XP charts. Pretty even. 500 gold isn't really an advantage, but is slightly in the way of G3G. Gold, or net worth, was that experience? Yes, okay, so experience. Net worth slightly in the favor of G3G as well. Looks like he is reconnecting. We'll see if we unpause here real quick. Quite sure. He does have the black nihility set, so definitely like that. Let's see, heroes revealed with dust gem. I believe. Actually, never mind. I have no idea what I have on that hero. I think I have a gold spent gem, something lame like that. Stalker disconnects again. So, Night Stalker building the Urn of Shadows here and has the Ring of Protection. It's probably going to be built into Tranquil Boots. I don't think it would be built into a Ring of Basilius, but I mean, it is semi-possible. Stalker, I think Night Stalker is definitely going to be the key to G3G winning this game. If Alchemist is allowed to farm, I don't think they're going to be able to contest him. Ember Spirit, they're not going to be doing enough damage. Alchemist is going to be able to right-click straight through his Flame Guard, as is Wind Ranger and Wraith King. Obviously, Templar Assassin just going to be melted down by the Acid Spray as well as a Radiance Burn if he does decide to go for the Radiance. Disruptor's Silence just going to be insane. Just so much that they're going to be able to do. They really need to make sure that they shut down this Alchemist, and that's going to come straight through Night Stalker. Night Stalker's Silence and ganks are going to be what are needed to kill him. They definitely need to silence before he's able to use his ultimate, or else it's just going to be a failed gank as well. And then obviously to prevent that, VZ need to get Alchemist farmed as quick as possible, which means stacking the jungle and keeping wards up to keep him safe in the mid lane and in the jungle. They also need to be as aggressive as possible without overextending and feeding themselves. They need to be aggressive, obviously, to put pressure on other lanes and other areas to get this Alchemist space to farm, but they also need to be aggressive to make sure they're not just sitting back and letting G3G farm as well, because while Alchemist will be able to easily steamroll them over if he has enough farm, he's not going to be able to steamroll them over if they're all pulling even. Obviously, right now, if we take a look, that's gold per minute. If we take a look at net worth, he is ahead, but only by 500 gold, so not quite enough. And Templar Assassin should be able to take this stack here relatively soon, within the next 3 or 4 minutes. So that's going to be good. Disruptor. He's going to need to have some pretty good positioning in these fights, though. He's going to need to be able to... He's going to be the key to winning the early game fights. He's going to need to get his level 6, and that Static Storm is going to make all the difference. He also needs to be with someone right now. Like, he's pretty useless up in this lane. Obviously, Wraith King healing up, so he's going to be back there soon, but Disruptor is pretty useless alone. Yeah, he's got Glimpse, and he's got this Kinetic Field, but he's not going to be doing any solo killing. He's not going to be, like, especially on this Queen of Pain, not going to be getting the solo kill there. Night Stalker can probably solo kill this Disruptor, so he really has to be careful, especially since he's kind of off on his own right now. Ember Spirit, though, on the other side, this Ember Spirit's going to have to be careful. He's basically solo in this lane. They're either going to need a gank to attempt to stop him, or he's going to need a gank to attempt to stop the Wind Ranger, and of more than one person, because we saw the Skywrath come in there, but I mean, Lich and Wind Ranger just immediately bursted him down, so that was pretty useless. So He's gonna need some ganks to help him out down here. As I was saying, gonna need some ganks to help him out down here. He's definitely going to need to start farming a bit more efficiently, which maybe means swapping lanes with this Queen of Pain. This Queen of Pain has been doing really well farm-wise in the right clicks. And I think Ember Spirit's going to be able to do far more top than he is going to be bottom, especially since Queen of Pain has her blink, so she doesn't even... Well, Ember Spirit does now have 6, so he has Fire Remnants to escape, but Queen of Pain also going to be able to have her blink to escape, so... I think if they swapped lanes, Ember Spirit would have a far easier time top. Odds of them swapping lanes, I'd say, are pretty low, but never know what could happen. Spirit getting his Aquila brought to him. After that, he's probably going to go for straight Boots of Travel, or Boots of Travel into Battle Fury. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it fast enough this game. He was doing really well game 1, but I don't know if he's going to be efficient enough in farming this game, especially since his lane is a lot harder. I think it's going to be okay if he decides to go that build, but it's going to come... I think it's going to come later than he would like. Unless he is able to get some effective ganks off down here and use that to supplement his farm. The Alchemist, though, not really quite sure what he's going to go for next. I think he eventually needs to go for the Radiance, but with this Quelling Blade here, he could build a Battle Fury. While it's not exactly the best item, it would help him farm just a little bit faster. And of course, we all know how godly Alk's farm is anyway. There's some Spanish that I don't know, so can't tell you guys what they're saying. Gracias, that means thanks. It's about the extent of my Spanish. Take a look at levels. Alchemist and Templar Assassin leading the levels at 7 and 7 each. Disruptor the lowest overall at level 3. Skywrath and Night Stalker obviously the next lowest, tied at 4. Then all the rest of the heroes except for Ember Spirit at level 5. Ember is of course at 6, so just a tad bit more experience on the side of G3G. You have a wee bit of an early game advantage, but you're going to need to be careful not to blow it. Definitely going to need to pick and choose their fights very efficiently. Just going to want to fight into anything, and they're definitely going to want to go for some pickoffs. So early smokes would be good. Early wards in the jungle to find out when Alchemist is farming it would also be good. But we'll just see what they do. It's possible they don't do any of those things. And if they don't, I feel like that's going to be a huge mistake there. Wind Ranger. Wind Ranger should definitely go for the Desolator build this game. As we've already discussed, she previously went for the Maelstrom build, and that is definitely not the not the correct build for her. You go Maelstrom build if you are pushing creeps and not worrying about towers, or if you have someone else on your team who's going to build a Desolator, or if you plan on fighting a lot more with her as opposed to pushing towers. The fighting Wind Ranger build, definitely not as effective this meta as it has been in previous metas, so that's why you see the Desolator built a lot more in this meta. Also, it does help with the tower push and allows you to solo tower push, so definitely far better for a Desolator, but we'll see what she goes this time. Hopefully she learned her lesson and doesn't go for the Desolator, doesn't go for the Maelstrom, I mean, and instead goes for that Desolator. But I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. The Desolator also is going to help with this Ember Spirit, because that just negates his armor, whereas the Maelstrom's extra damage procs are magical, and that's going to be caught out by Flame Guard. Or that's going to be stopped by Flame Guard, so it's actually not going to do as much to the Ember Spirit. Obviously, the only advantage to Maelstrom in this game, I think, would be the extra procs to deal with refraction earlier, but I don't think that's necessary. Alchemist says go. Go is called, and finally the game is back underway. Comes the courier. Some right clicks are being thrown out. Ember Spirit definitely gonna have to be careful in this lane, as we just saw with the Skywrath getting taken down. As we just saw with the Skywrath taken down, it's going to be hard for him to stay alive in this lane. He did just salve up and he threw the Remnant back, so we'll just have to see. Disruptor waiting in the side on this Queen of Pain. I think if Wraith King is able to hit a stun, and there's some right clicks coming out, they could be able to glimpse Queen of Pain back after she blinks away, but we'll just have to see. Disruptor would have to get closer to the lane though, so. Night Stalker also headed back top, probably going to be a gank coming out, but oh, alas. Nighttime is over and Night Stalker is no longer as useful as he could be. The glimpse comes back, Queen of Pain getting right click down, stun coming out right now, and this is looking like a dead Quap. Templar Assassin coming up, and Disruptor going to be instantly killed by that Skywrath Mage. Wraith King also going to be killed as well, and that was a great rotation. Queen of Pain going down, but 2-for-1 trade, definitely going to be better in G3G's favor. Alchemist, though. Alchemist opting for the Armlet build. I actually haven't seen this done very much. Ember Spirit got into a bit of trouble, but he's just going to Remnant away. Wind Ranger's going to have to be careful, because Ember Spirit can still do quite a lot of damage to her. The one single stack is being pinged out. Alchemist probably wants to take that, but he's being ganked. They're coming around the back side. Templar Assassin, not quite sure what she's doing there, but Alchemist able to simply run away and do just fine. Queen of Pain committing her ultimate to kill the Wind Ranger. There's the Armlet recipe, just 500 more gold, and Alchemist is going to have that. It's just going to make him even harder to kill now, once he has that Armlet. If he is any good at Armlet toggling, which I would have to bet he is pretty darn good at it. I'd like to see him farm this jungle sooner rather than later, just get all the extra gold he could have. Pulling the creeps back so they're not under tower is going to make it easier for him to last hit.
Dire's bottom tower is under siege.
Last hitting pretty flawlessly. Missing that one. Spoke too soon. Wind Ranger. Unfortunately, it's looking like Wind Ranger is going to be going the Maelstrom build again. So, hopefully she plays in more of a fighting style. Wraith King does have his ultimate. So he turns, and there's his ultimate coming up. Not quite sure if they're going to be able to get this Queen of Pain. He needs to stun right now, but he gets silenced, and luckily the Lich ultimate is going to be able to finish her off. Skywrath Mage almost coming in there, almost coming in clutch there. They know they have a sentry ward here that's spotting out this Templar Assassin. She is safe now. 3 heroes top. 3 heroes on the 3 heroes. Gonna have to be careful. I think the advantage in this fight would definitely go to BZ. Templar Assassin really the only huge damage dealer up there, and they just decided to back off. Smart play here. Alchemist playing the farm game. Just getting as much of as he can. Pings come out, and this has been an extremely good game for Alchemist. He's been largely uncontested this entire game, and that's really not how you want your Alchemist to do. It's really not how you want the enemy Alchemist to be. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard for him. Ember Spirit also running up, Searing Chains, Flame Guard doing quite a lot of damage to this Wind Ranger. She just wind runs away, and that's gonna stop his right clicks, but all the other damage still gonna be coming out. She just has to really right click him down. That's the only way she's going to get effective damage off. He does have 7 armor, so it's going to be a wee bit hard to just knock him down there. And Alchemist finally taking the jungle. Great job there. Quicker he gets farmed up, the better. And Night Stalker looking like he might be caught out. The ultimate comes out, and Disruptor ready with the glimpse. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get into position. Queen of Pain able to deter them just enough to be able to make it out of there. And Ember Spirit diving along with Skywrath Mage to be able to kill that. Templar Assassin disconnects. She has less than 30 health, obviously trying to take the Ancients here. And another pause. So Wind Ranger with his Gloves of Haste pickup, pretty easy to guess that she's going to be going for the Maelstrom build. We talked about this like 3 times. Not the best build. It's an okay build, but not really in this meta and not in this game. Disruptor possibly getting caught out here. In comes this. Nope, didn't even need a silence, but Queen of Pain blinking. And Lich ult bouncing uselessly between creeps after hitting Quap once. They ping out the Alchemist. We'll just have to see if they go on him. I don't think they can, but Disruptor definitely in the wrong position there. He was far too far out. No support from this Wraith King could be in there at any time, and Wraith King is really who you're going to rely on to keep you alive in this top lane. Now that Skywrath is in here, the blink comes in comes the silence, drops the ultimates, and Wraith King just drops instantly. TPs come in for support, but not fast enough at all. Not even that they weren't fast enough, he just dropped far too fast for him to even be able to kind of contest it. Alchemist still just farming, has yet to be really contested much at all, so they really need to be careful here. Templar Assassin should be able to come away with her Desolator after a few more of these kills here. I think these should be able to get her. 300 more gold is definitely doable with these Ancients. One more Meld Strike and she should be able to finish them off. And one more hit. There we go. And yep, there's her Desolator. The beautiful stacks coming up there. Alchemist just smacking on the tower. Not a care in the world. And a double damage on this Night Stalker. I can't wait to see this. Looks like he's headed down for the Wind Ranger. They do have this ward here that spotted him out, but possible that they didn't see it. Ranger manages to get a regen rune, and Night Stalker hiding in the side shop. He is ready to go. Just checking for Wind Ranger. They don't see him at all, and here comes Wind Ranger up into the lane, power shotting down at the Ember, and she's going to be moving up. Nope. So it looks like she's going to be just fine as dandy. This Night Stalker definitely needs to do something with this rune, though, before it runs out. And it's about to run out. I would still love to see them attempt to go for this kill on the Wind Ranger, although she does have amazing positioning. Beautiful stuff. And stopping his TP, great job there. Unfortunately, she is going to get caught out by Night Stalker. The silence comes through, Ember Spirit remnants up, and there's going to be his Boots of Travel. So Night Stalker does manage to get the gank off here. Night Stalker's ring looking like it's just going to be for armor. Just an easy peasy ring pickup for armor. Now that Ember Spirit has his Boots of Travel, probably going to see him going for a Battle Fury. Should be pretty good this game, although I'm not sure it's going to give him enough damage to deal with this Alchemist. It's going to be hard for him to go up against this Alchemist. It's going to be hard for their entire team to go up against this Alchemist, actually. Templar Assassin's Desolator will help out a bit, but still not going to be an easy time taking out Alch. And Alchemist, Saint and Yasha. Pretty good item. That's going to help him fight early. And once again, Wraith King had better be careful because these three heroes are top and they made him pay last time. It looks like he may just be headed towards the jungle to start farming.
Dire's top tower is under attack. You're really losing.
Alchemist once again and still uncontested. Lich going for that mechanism. That's going to be a great pickup there. Alch is hard enough to kill already, but as long as Lich is with him, the survivability of this mechanism is just going to be insane. And with the 4 heroes mid, they could take this tier 2 actually, but they decide not to. Alchemist is just going to go ahead and back off. TCP support coming in bottom to help out this Wind Ranger, and they could actually go on this Ember Spirit. Definitely hard. I don't see... But Night Stalker going to be going out, and they're going to be able to get the initial kill on this Wraith King. TP support comes in from Wind Ranger, but he is just falling almost instantly. Night Stalker gets pinned. In comes Disruptor, and Disruptor, that illusion, going to fall pretty quickly. Wraith King able to make it out the second time. Good TP in by Wind Ranger. But it looks like just going to take a bit of Alchemist's jungle and head around. They could actually kill him there. That's what they're probably going to do, is go for the Alchemist. And in he comes. Drops the silence, but it's just too late. He managed to get the ult off initially. Still may be too bad, but he stuns himself. How terrible. It doesn't manage to drop the stun at all, and that's going to be a 2 for nothing. Maybe even 3 for nothing. Lich probably soon to fall. Yep, and Lich going to get Searing changed up, and that's all she wrote. Lich drops. And Alchemist, just so unfortunate there. Great silence by the Night Stalker. Waited until he started channeling his stun and silenced him right after that, so he wasn't able to throw it. And they're going to just quickly take this Roshan. They can do it very quickly as well, especially because of this Templar's Assassin's Desolator and the Meld Strike. Disruptor over on the side. They have no idea that this is happening whatsoever. Mid taken out by Quap. There's the Alchemist, and they now know they're in here, but they can't do anything to stop it. Templar Assassin's going to pick up the Aegis, and she gets hooked. There, down goes Night Stalker, but they don't see the Templar Assassin is in the pit, and she's going to blink out and be just fine up there. Unfortunately, doesn't have enough mana to TP out. Skywrath Mage dropped low as well, and she's going to TP out just now. So a 2 for nothing trade. But they do manage to get the Aegis out of it, and Templar Assassin somehow manages to get away. Pings come out on the courier, but should be able to make it out just fine. No one is in any position to chase it. And another pause. Skywrath reconnecting. Alchemist. Falling Blade is now in his stash. Just freeing up space for his next item, of course. He did go Blink Dagger, but not quite sure what his next item is going to be. Probably going to be something a bit more expensive. Like I said earlier, I would like to see him go for the Radiance. It wouldn't be too bad. It does give that miss chance now, which is just amazing, as well as the added bonus of burning through refraction charges even faster. Also, it's going to be extremely hard for Ember Spirit and Templar Assassin to do their or not extremely, but it's going to make it harder for Ember Spirit and Templar Assassin to get their right clicks off on him because of that mischance. Of course, Co-op does have the magic damage, and pure damage is just going to pierce straight through that. She won't even care, but, I mean, it's better than nothing. You're deterring 2 heroes, as well as being able to stop the Night Stalker. Not being able to stop it, stop the Night Stalker hitting as well. Looks like Night Stalker
Radiant's top tower is under siege.
probably going to be going for a Vlad's, but I managed to get Co-op. She drops extremely quick.
Dire's bottom tower has been destroyed.
For Spirit, 2k gold, getting relatively close to that Battle Fury. Alchemist just farming up though, so farmed. But yes, the Ring of Basilisk and Headdress most likely going to be built into a Vlad's. Great armor aura. Of course, the lifesteal is super useful as well.
I don't care either.
He's come down bottom, and there is Wraith King with his Blink Dagger. Wind Ranger, 2k gold. I just really hope she doesn't go Maelstrom. Odds are she will, but you can always hope. The Alchemist almost getting caught out top. Disruptor dropping his ultimate, but not going to be able to do much at all. Templar Assassin just melding down, and Lich going to be able to TP out the rest of them running. Unfortunately, Disruptor going to be caught out. Haste up on Templar Assassin, and that's going to be a very quick kill. Templar Assassin managing to blink and taking out the Courier there as well. So, great plays all around. Alchemist now has 3k gold. 3.5k.
Dire's middle tower is being attacked.
Quite sure. I definitely, saving up this much, I think he is going to be purchasing a Sacred Relic to build into a Radiance. I think it would definitely be an amazing item. There's Night Stalker, just waiting in the trees. Definitely going to be waiting for the gank here. The Ember Spirit's coming down, TPing back to base, but does have the Flame Remnant, so he's just going to heal up a bit and teleport back. Unfortunately, Alchemist TP's away, so not going to be able to get the gank off on him there. That's unfortunate. And unfortunately, Wind Ranger did go for the Maelstrom build. Once again, I don't think that is the correct build, as we've discussed like 3 or 4 times now. Desolator is better in this case. It's going to help you push more, and it's going to be able to do a lot, especially considering these heroes don't exactly have all that much in terms of armor. They're obviously getting more armor up now, but the less they have, the more damage you're doing, obviously. And here we go. They smoked up, headed into the jungle. They're not going to find anyone right away, but if they just keep heading down, they will find this Night Stalker and Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit TPing top, so all they have is a Night Stalker to find down here. They see the cleared camps, they walk towards the lane, don't go into it, and I don't think they actually find the Night Stalker, so just going to back off, start farming the lane. Ember Spirit pushing top as well. As for the rest of the team, they're going to be farming, and there's the Orchid on Co-op. That is the perfect pickup, as we discussed earlier during the first pause as well. That's really going to help them out in killing these heroes. They can silence Alchemist before he manages to get his ult off, or silence his supports before they get their important spells off. That's going to be huge. And Ember Spirit's going to be attacking top. No one's TPing in, but this is a terrible trade. Mid is being pushed by 4 of them, and a tier 2, 2 tier 2s for one single tier 1, not the trade you want to be doing. The TPs are going, they're ready to TP back, and there we go. Everyone's going back, but the tier 2 is already taken, the top tier 2 also about to be taken, so just TPing back too late. Never mind, nothing was taken. But Jesus, Wind Ranger immediately dropped. Skywrath's Silence just doing so much. Top down, mid about to go down, and there you have it. And the Alchemist picking up a BKB. And also great pickup. That's going to prevent him from ever getting silenced out of what he needs to cast, so really great item. Wraith King has the robe, has the bracer, he's going to be building into a drum, and once again, he's just not doing as well as he needs to be doing. He's behind on farm, his net worth is down below almost everyone's, he's just barely above supports, and there we have some phallic images being drawn on the screen. Isn't that fun? as I was saying, his net worth not where it needs to be. He got a terrible lane again. He got forced out of his lane again. He can't farm up as efficiently because they need to let Alchemist farm the jungle and most of the camps. It's just not going to be so great. G3G pushing bot lane, and they're really starting to come online. The Templar Assassin now has her BKB as well, and with that Desolator, that's just going to be able to do so much work. Queen of Pain, as we just said, picked up that Orchid, so she's going to be able to use that. They used it on the Wind Ranger in the last fight to make sure she couldn't Wind Run away, so that guaranteed that pick off. And here we go, another smoke used, headed down bot. This could be a huge engagement here. There are 4 of them in the jungle and 5 of them headed down. They run past the creeps, but Alchemist shows himself, understandable. To both teams smoking, they're going to run into each other. Wind Ranger drops the Shackle, Night Stalker instantly popping Darkness. Wraith King gets silenced up and drops in that ult. Alchemist blinks in and down goes Templar Assassin. And it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade there. Aegis obviously running out just a wee bit before that. So sad that she wasn't able to have that fight just a bit earlier.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
TPs go back, trying to target this Ember Spirit, but he's gonna blink away, no problem.
Yes, yes.
While Lich is left to walk back himself. So sad.
What's happening here then?
Ember Spirit, where'd you go, bud? Ember Spirit now has his completed Battle Fury, probably going to be going for a Chrysalis next. Common pickup after the Battle Fury, just going to add to his damage quite a lot. Chrysalis into Daedalus, most likely. Alchemist, I would still love to see him pick up a Radiance or an Assault Cuirass. Either one of those items would be really good. I think his Blink, not necessarily the most effective item he could have gone here. It's okay, I guess. It's going to help him catch people, but he doesn't need to catch anyone. What he needs to do is farm, he needs to get his items up, he needs to just be able to be the strongest hero in the game. And there we go, he gets the Assault Cuirass, so that's going to help his team out with the armor, especially help him out with the armor. But Alk drops again, and bot tower is going to be pushed. They need to teleport down here pretty quick, considering it's just a Wind Ranger down here right now, and this tower is not long for life. They also need to 5-man a bit more. VZ, that is. They definitely have the potential to push towers, although not so much because Wind Ranger decided to go for the Maelstrom instead of the Desolator. But, I mean, okay pick, just not how she's using it. Dire just needs to come over here and deward this. But Wraith King has basically been completely shut down this game. He has Blink Dagger drums, and that is not where you want to be at the 30-minute mark as a Wraith King. He is just not good. It's not that he's not good, he hasn't been playing very well. His lanes have definitely shut him down. He's had a hard time finding a lot of farm, especially since, as we previously discussed, he's not the highest priority core in this team. This Alchemist definitely super high, and Alchemist just taking all the farm he can get. So this poor Wraith King really needed to do a good job in lane in order to be the best that he could be, and here they come all smoked up again, probably going to be able to find this Wraith King middle, possibly find the rest of their team. They do ping out the Wraith King, they see him, they see the rest of the team. Not sure if they want to go. Templar Assassin jumps forward, immediately kills the Wind Ranger. That Meld Strike plus double damage, no hope of her surviving. Great pick off there. They're probably going to be able to go uphill. Now, And refraction, there we go, ticked off, but a new refraction brought up just as soon as the old one's gone. Only 2 charges left. The sentry dropped, and they're just going to wait for them to go uphill. I don't think they can actually go uphill at this point in time. Alchemist does have his ultimate up. Disruptor's Static Storm is going to do quite a lot of damage, and they just need to be careful here. The Acid Spray going to help keep them back. Wraith King blinking forward, hitting the stun. The tower's going to go on it too. Lich ultimate, Disruptor ultimate dropped on the backline to make sure nothing can go. Queen of Pain blinks aggressively, but Alchemist going to clean her up super quick. Templar Assassin blinks out, and it's going to be Skywrath Mage falling to Alchemist as well, and damn does he have a fast attack speed. Everyone else is going to be able to get out, it looks like. Templar Assassin farming the jungle, that could be her downfall, we'll have to see. No, she's going to be able to do it just fine. And Alchemist, the hero of that fight, Queen of Pain blinking in solo behind the enemy lines, probably looking to pick off one of the supports, but just not being able to do it, getting instantly shut down and destroyed. Good Disruptor ult too, placing it back here. Making sure no one can walk through it to help out the Templar Assassin. So, great play there. She was able to make it out the second time, unfortunately, but still just fine. Lich, picking up the Staff of Wizardry, most likely going for a 4-staff there. That's going to be really good. It's going to help him with the mobility he needs. He is a fast hero, but he needs to be able to reposition himself very quickly in order to hit this mech, as well as apply Ice Armor when needed and Frost Blast if they absolutely need to catch someone. So the 4-staff's going to be great. This also is going to mean he can play a bit, just a tad bit more passively, because he has that 4-staff to get himself into position. Ember Spirit just pushing lanes and running away. He does have the Lincoln Sphere, and that is another great item on him. Did not predict that, but probably should have, seeing as that is going to counter quite a lot of what this other team has. Although it is kind of easy to pop it. They're going to have to use 2 lockdown spells that could be used on 2 different heroes just to get this Ember Spirit, so definitely good. Unless, of course, you can catch him in Disruptor's ult. That's going to be a wee bit hard. Alchemist trading out his power treads for those sweet, sweet boots of travel. He's going to be far more of a global force. But I'm not really quite sure he wants to be using those to split push quite like Ember. Ember Spirit's going to be running straight up at them. He should just be forced back here. Alchemist drops the Acid Spray, and yep, there we go. Ember just teleports out super quick. Doesn't want to have to deal with this Alchemist at all. Ember Spirit just continually doing his job, pushing bot, pushing top. Just headed back and forth. At 2k gold, I think he will probably go for Chrysalis next. Definitely going to help him out on his Sleight of Fist. Not quite sure what that was. Probably the Shackle attempt, but obviously getting purged off. Templar Assassin building into either an MKB or a Chrysalis. I think it's more, or a Daedalus, I mean. I think it's more likely that she builds into a Daedalus, but we'll just have to find out. And nope, there's the MKB. First part of it, the first Javelin picked up. Wraith King managing to farm the lane, and that's really what he needs to do. Wind Ranger has her Egg Scepter, so she should just let Wraith King get the farm there. He has the first part of BKB, or what is probably BKB, considering Egg Scepter on Wraith King is basically garbage tier. They have the smoke ready for use sitting on the courier. It could have been spotted out there, since the creeps were up there and they did have vision of the courier, but never know. And, oh, the stun gonna connect. It's a comet flying through the air. Where is it gonna land? And 3, 2, 1. Oh, I was so close on the count. Or was making contact. Queen of Pain screaming mid lane. Has that accept now? So that's only a 40-second cooldown, meaning she can just push wave after wave with it. Wraith King blinking back. Blink on this Wraith King. Probably far too late in the game. Still going to be semi-effective, but obviously would have been far better if you could have gotten it better in the or earlier in the game. Templar Assassin. Skywrath Mage has this Null Talisman. Probably his next item will be a Veil. Definitely going to help out with all the magic damage his team has. Going to be nice. And here they go. They're smoking up to the top lane. Probably trying to get this Ember Spirit. Not going to fall for it. And this Night Stalker has his gem now, so he's got gem eggs. That's really all he needs to be super effective. Leaving Alchemist in the top to just farm, and there we go. He's built an Abyssal Blade. Great pickup by Alk. Pings come out, and he should probably... This team should probably smoke up now. I think it would be a good opportunity here. And as long as they can get the smoke off and kill 1 or 2 of these big value target heroes, then should be able to push uphill. I think if they manage to kill Alchemist. If they manage to kill Alchemist, then definitely gonna be a 1 game. Definitely gonna be able to take 1 or 2 racks at least. So Alchemist, the big value target that they want to get after. Obviously, not too easy to just take him down, but we'll have to see. Queen of Pain waiting in the wings. Gank may come around, but everyone is just so spread out and farmed. No one's really in position to do anything. The pings come out. They see the Ember Spirit Remnant. They have no way to go contest it. This ward just barely outside vision. And Ember Spirit jumping across to the Remnant. And there we go. There's his Chrysalis, so he is going to be building into that next.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
Templar Assassin getting that haste rune. Has a pair of boots, probably going to be building into Boots of Travel. Creeps going down. And if Templar Assassin has Boots of Travel too, that's just going to be some insane split push. They can make sure all lanes are pushed in at all times. They're not going to have to worry about anything. They can basically have the entire map to farm, and that's really just going to shut this team down. Obviously, Alchemist has almost all the items he needs, but still not quite enough to be able to 1v5 everyone, carry this team on his back. And Templar Assassin waiting for the Roche spawn. He's going to be up in 10 seconds-ish. Pretty soon. Under a minute anyways. And there he is, actually. This is going to be Aegis and Cheese, so this is going to be huge for them here. Roche is going to fall extremely quickly with absolutely no chance to contest from VZ. And down goes Roche. Templar Assassin picks that up. Night Stalker. Yep, Night Stalker is going to be the one with the cheese. Great play there. Now they're just going to be able to push him uphill. This next fight will probably determine the outcome of this game. If G3G isn't able to win this fight, even with Aegis, it's going to be pretty obvious that VZ is going to win this game. But if they do take the fight, they should be able to take 1, 2, possibly all 3 racks. And in comes Night Stalker, almost gets the Void off, not quite. Silence probably would have been coming in next. And here we go, they're ready to push. Queen of Pain, gonna just have to be ready to blink in. And Wraith King immediately going out on this Templar Assassin. There she goes, down once. Alchemist blinking forward aggressively, pops the BKB, but nothing to do there. And she gets immediately taken down again. Templar Assassin, a bit of a misplay there, being just barely too far up. And here they go, though continuously chasing. Alchemist gonna stun himself up. Bit unfortunate there, but Great work from the rest of the team. They just need to push this out. Queen of Pain pushing bottom. Ember Spirit going to be pushing top. But they're definitely going to lose their tier 2 here. Maybe not. They're headed back. And yep, they're going to have to head back to this top tower. And Disruptor about to die. Ember Spirit caught in the Static Storm, but that's not going to matter. He fire chains, and that's going to stop this Wraith King. Blinks away, and that's going to be all for him. He manages to Remnant out as well. Disruptor, bit of a misplay there by him as well. Getting just too close to that Ember Spirit and taking so much damage from Battle Fury and his Sleight of Fist. Also, pretty questionable about the usage of his ult anyway. He really only had Wraith King there to follow up, so not quite sure that was the best use of his ultimate. Obviously, if they would have been able to kill the Ember Spirit, it would have been great, but they just didn't have enough follow-up there. They had to have the Wraith King burst his Linken's with his stun, and then they really had nothing to keep him locked down after the Static Storm ended, and hence he escaped pretty easily. But day comes around once again, and 44 seconds left on nighttime. Left on darkness. That's going to mean Night Stalker doesn't have to, or they don't have to worry about night again for a bit. Just under a minute. Wraith King has his BKB. He's finally getting some of the items he needs. Alchemist has an 8-second BKB duration. Templar Assassin still has yet to use hers. She has a 10-second BKB. Ember Spirit does not have a BKB. Got Skyrath getting picked off bot. Missed that one, but pretty obvious. Wind Ranger just had to use her ult to secure that kill. Pings are coming out on Templar Assassin. Looks like they're going to be rotating mid. Nothing coming out too much, though. Queen of Pain waiting to rat the creeps here, and they just have to constantly stop this Ember Spirit from pushing in. All he has to do is keep a Remnant up at the top and down there. That's not a Remnant, that's a Sonic Trap. But he just has to keep a Remnant, and he is able to push the lane basically to his free will. Nothing that they can really do about that. His push is just pretty insane. It's really hard to deal against this, especially for them, because Alchemist is really the hardest way they have to push it. Pain sitting in the sidelines, this could be a bait. If Guap wants to come out here, obviously Wraith King is the only hero showing, so they are now aware the Wind Ranger is there as well because of that power shot, so nothing going to be gone on. Op Rune Haste picked up. This Alchemist might be in trouble. Nope, Ember Spirit not headed up there at all. It's looking like a dead Lich though. And Ember Spirit just fire Remnant straight out. Doesn't want anything to do with that Lich. And Roche respawning in 5 seconds. Templar Assassin, next item should probably be a Butterfly. The other team, no one has MKB. That would be an easy way to force them to buy MKB. Of course, they do have enough magical damage to go right through it, but still useful. Alchemist has bought himself a Moon Shard and was almost able to kill Ember Spirit there. Just not being, the Basher not being able to lock him down for long enough. But Wind Ranger, looks like she's going for a sheep stick. She did have the Mystic Staff, so that's most likely a sheep stick on the Wind Ranger. Wraith King does not have much farm at all, only 1k gold, no idea what he's going to be going for next. Basher would not be too bad, although they do have the Abyssal on Alchemist already, so I'm not sure they want to double up on that. They really just need to make sure they have some way to keep lockdown on this Ember Spirit and All the rest of their mobile heroes, actually. Skywrath Mage is pretty fast. The rest of them, not too shabby. Waiting for Roche to respawn. Nope, never mind. They're going to blink out, but he is going to be respawning relatively soon, within a minute. 2-ish minutes, I think. But Night Stalker going to get caught out, and there's their gem. That's going to be picked up. Alchemist easily able to clean up Night Stalker and Skywrath, and this is looking like a perfect opportunity for them to be pushing right now. Obviously, Ember Spirit doesn't want that to happen, so he's going to be pushing bot lane. Really easy for him to just cut through creep waves, and Alchemist going to be pushing back top lane while the rest of his team is in charge of pushing bot lane. Templar Assassin sitting off on the side. Possibly going to be coming in behind Alchemist. 3 seconds until his ultimate. Mid tower being taken down. Queen of Pain screaming, but it's not going to matter. With this ultimate orb, I'd have to guess she's going for Eye of Scotty. It's going to give her some more health, and the right click slow also going to be pretty great. Fortunately, Ember Spirit able to push far faster, and he's managed to take down a tower. Alchemist, looks like he sustains one single hit before Templar Assassin just TP's out of there. Not quite sure how she was able to TP out, considering Alchemist had all his items, but here we go, Ember Spirit once again getting hit down to almost just about a quarter health. He needs to be careful. A few lucky bashes from this Alchemist and he's dead. Fortunately, the same goes for Alchemist. He needs to get out of here right now. He's silenced. BKB's up. Keeps running away, but 6 seconds until his ultimate is up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Blinks into the tree line, and that's going to be it for him. Manages to activate his ult, and in comes Windranger on the backline. She gets silenced, but does manage to kill off Skywrath Mage, and that's going to be a quick kill for him. Luckily, Alchemist is going to be able to TP out. So a 1-for-1 trade. Windranger sacrificing herself for the Alchemist to be able to get out alive, and nothing else happens. Ember Spirit just making this game so hard for them. Continuously pushing in lanes. They need to make some sort of concerted effort to, as a team, to kill Ember Spirit, because if they kill Ember, then they can push. But as long as Ember's alive, they have to worry about the split push. And no idea where their courier was, but 3k net worth on that courier. Love to see what's on that. And Sheepstick coming out from Queen of Pain, of course. Why didn't I guess that? But just a great item that's really going to affect this Alchemist. Of course, he does have his BKB to help him out in some regards with that, but it's going to be hard for him to use his BKB to avoid everything. Of course, at the beginning of a fight, he could. It just has to run in, use his BKB, and just start right-clicking things, but the second that runs out, they just have so many ways to disable him. So many different spells to attempt to burst him down. In comes Ember Spirit. Goes Alchemist stun, blinking forward, and he's just going to stun himself up. Wee bit of a wasted smoke there. Didn't really achieve much for them, but now that Disruptor has the gem, or Disruptor's still actually holding on to the gem, that's going to be pretty good. Really a good attempt to make sure they deward everything. And Alchemist going to miss Roche spawning by mere seconds. But nope, they ping it out and they see it. Unfortunately, this Templar Assassin ward also going to see it as well. So they know what's going on here. Alchemist going to be able to take this super quickly. They might just give it to Wraith King. Yep. But they need to get back to their base quickly. Alchemist TPing back and Wraith King left to finish off Roche. But Alchemist bashed by Roshan. He's not going to be able to get back in time. This is probably going to be Rax down. Disruptor drops his ultimate, and that's going to silence Ember Spirit, but unfortunately it's not going to be able to kill him. Taking so much damage, and there we go. The Shackle is going to be able to manage to finish him off, and fantastic. Taking a tower and the melee Rax, but Ember Spirit's dead, and now's their chance to push. The rest of the team is top lane, with the top lane pushing in just a bit. They're going to have to push that out. They're also going to have to push out other lanes. Pushing out the mid lane, that's definitely smart. They need to take some tier 2 towers, and this is their chance. This is their opportunity. They have the Aegis on Wraith King. They need to push out the mid lane. They need to push out everything. But Alchemist's going to be dying top. The right click's coming through. That magic damage isn't going to be able to do enough to him, especially because of the BKB. And there we go. He just runs into it and just barely being able to take him out. The Abyssal Blade also getting that return kill on Queen of Pain. He's got to be careful. Night Stalker popping his ultimate and running mid. Another gem for Night Stalker. They just need to be careful here. Alchemist TPing middle. And here we go. 4 seconds till the courier respawns. Can't wait to see what 3k item was on that.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
And, oh boy. Alchemist was buying somebody a Ag Scepter. And with 8k gold, you can buy everybody an Ag Scepter. Possibly a Lich Ag Scepter. It'd be really funny if it was a Wraith King Ag Scepter. We'll just have to see. Ember Spirit back in 8 seconds. They may be able to take this tower, but we'll just have to see. Alchemist now popping his ultimate. Smart play there. Just going straight for that melee barracks. That's good. Disruptor moving a bit aggressive. They're going to be able to kill that Templar Assassin off really quick. Meld Strike coming out. Wraith King down the first time. Disruptor dropping his ultimate, but not going to be able to do too much. Barracks still has yet to fall, and they're forced back on the back line. Wind Ranger killed by Ember Spirit. Queen of Pain here, catching out Disruptor. Lich gonna try to TP out, but he's dead. Templar Assassin also gonna be able to finish off Disruptor. Alchemist the next target. Nope, Wraith King the next target. 7 seconds on blink, and they're gonna be able to blink. Ember Spirit coming up. There's so many slows coming out, and that's looking like a dead Wraith King. Luckily, should be able to blink out immediately, but nope, not with that Flame Guard there. And he is dead in 2 hits. Alchemist, the only one left standing, and he's going to have to defend his base solo. His team does have buyback, but not sure it's worth it. I mean, if they want to keep this here... Yep, there go the buybacks. Everyone is bought back, so... Templar Assassin being killed up here. Immediately dead almost. Sun's coming out. Dust popped, and there we go. Templar Assassin going down. She does have the butterfly, so... It's going to be a bit hard for them to do that. Or for them to consistently kill her now. She's actually still in the pit. Still not picked up. So anyone can go pick that up. Alchemist, though. Ooh. Has an Ag Scepter on the courier. Has an Ag Scepter on the courier. Picks up an MKB. And also picks up an Aghanim Scepter. Gonna go ahead and gift that to Disruptor, it looks like. No! Does manage to gift the Ag Scepter to Wraith King, so... That's gonna be something you almost never see. Definitely gonna be exciting here now. Fights are gonna be swinging a bit differently when you've got 8 seconds? 9 extra seconds to live? And here we go. The push is coming now. Looks like they don't care. They're going straight for the throne. Possibly. It's going to be a base race, and here we go. Straight for those middle towers. Alchemist hitting. These guys don't care. They're going for the barracks. Down go the towers, and Alchemist is going to be able to win this base race. They have to defend it. They're not going to be able to. Night Stalker caught, and there we go. The Ancient is now being hit, and they just have to continuously hit this. Disruptor hit as well, and... Alchemist right-clicking through the Disruptor while just doing so much work. Alchemist still right-clicking. Unfortunately, his ultimate's over, and there we go. He's dead now. Wraith King continuously to click. Wraith King up. Lich right-clicking up. Oh, and do they manage to do it? No, they can't. They heal through. It's not enough. They lost creeps. They don't have them in the base. And there we go. Back up 400 health. They only have one single rack standing. They need to defend this or else it's mega creeps, and then it's definitely game over. Alchemist, what are you doing? Top. Templar Assassin's there. The right clicks come through. Dire is fortified. The structures, thanks GLaDOS for stealing my thunder. Ember Spear coming up with him. Alchemist looking pretty dead here. He needs to pop his ultimate or something, and he does, but Ember Spirit's going to do it. And there we go. GG called so close. 300 health left on the Ancient, and man, what a game.